So I don't know about you, but I get really annoyed when things get in my way. I mean, don't you just hate it when there's bathtubs on the street, and you're trying to get past, and it's so cumbersome and you just can't? Or maybe there's a locked door and you're too lazy to press the E key. I mean, you're tired of it, you want to press another key for a change. These are all really bad examples, but what if we could get rid of anything that we wanted just by a swift wave of the hand? As if it was from some divine force from the sky. A god, if you will. Well, my friends, that is exactly what we'll be taking a look at in today's video. This is the Hand of God. So what does this do? And also, big thank you to Slipknot51 for suggesting this. Fun fact, the band Slipknot is from the same state that I'm in. In fact, we pride ourselves in that because other than Karn, that's all we have. Alright, let's go ahead and press X on this. Now, you're gonna notice something interesting. We're not just vaporizing the prop. We're splitting it down the middle, right in half. In fact, we're gonna do this again. Look at that. 2 pieces just ripped apart. It looks freaking amazing. Now, the creator does note that this will not work super well on some NPCs. It might be buggy in their own words. But before we get to that, because some of the results are pretty hilarious, I'm just gonna say that. Before we even get into this, we need to know how to use it. All you gotta do is bind it to a key. So I'm gonna use X for this, do bind X, and then put God clip, and then press enter, and then you're good to go. Now every time you press that key, you're going to split things in half. And yes, of course, like I mentioned earlier, that even means doors. Now, I do want to know what is the maximum distance for this. And we cannot do it from here. So there is a finite distance you have, which means you can't go like super crazy with it. But I mean, you can do it from here, pretty much like right here. So I'd say about like maybe 20 feet. All right, let's go ahead and do it on this door. Man, it feels pretty badass just busting down doors with your godly divine power. And of course, the best thing is that there is no recharge. You can pretty much spam this. In fact, you can even do it on windows. Although it won't split apart, it will get rid of the window. Alright, so I thought I would try this on a few different props because it does get interesting with certain ones. Right here, we can split the drink machine down the middle. But what about this pole here? And even the pole gets split down the middle. Alright, what about this gigantic cube? Oh man. I feel like Gohan, when he gets the Z sword and he cuts that block of like 9 destructible metal, it feels just as satisfying as that. In fact, you could pretty much replicate that by picking this up and then having it thrown at you and then splitting it right down the middle. It is so cool. Alright, so we know that it does work on pretty much every prop that you could throw at it. But what about dupes? So dupes technically do count as props in some ways, but there are also many other things, like, say, entities, for instance. There's definitely a bunch of entities. Let's go ahead and spawn this in. Oh, God. What did I just do? Oh, it's an entire house. Can we split the entire house down the middle? Oh my God, I just pressed X and the whole game froze. All right, this can go one of 2 ways. And oh, this place is dense. Okay, it's like a mining facility or something. This is pretty cool. A bunch of different props, like, wait, can we actually like bust these open? Oh yeah, we can. Okay. Now, unfortunately, it does look like it's going into parts of the map. I did not expect this to be so big. I just pressed X again. All right, it's just getting rid of pieces. I thought we could cut the entire thing in half, but that does not seem to be the case. Wow, all I did was undo it. Alright, sorry about that, guys. The game completely froze, so I had to completely restart my computer. Thankfully, I was able to save the last recording, so if you're seeing this, then, well, everything went just fine. So if you guys couldn't tell, this does really only work on single things. It's not gonna, like, split an entire constraint in half, for instance. Like, if we do it on this right here. I mean, it kind of cut it in half, but it's also going to be a laggy mess. Now, there's not a lot of props involved in this, and it is still stuttering every single time I press X on this. I'm really pushing my luck here, but I mean, you guys get the gist of it. It's pretty cool. The results you get, kind of mixed, but I mean, at the same time, how could you resist? The Father Gregory barrel. Alright, this is like mildly disturbing. Why is it so high resolution? How come this doesn't look that good in game? Alright, let's go ahead and just get rid of this. Alright, so I've been beating around the bush a little too much. This is a mini-mod showcase after all. Let's go ahead and spawn in a regular NPC. Here we have Odessa. So yeah. A lot of interesting things happened there in a very short amount of time. He does get split in half. He'll even run in the air for a minute there, which was kind of weird. And the gushy sound really just brings it home. But now I know you're probably thinking, well, hold up, Necros. What are the limits to this? Surely you can't do this on every NPC, right? And so far, it's looking like we can. I mean, we even got a pretty beefy antlion guard here. He still hit us somehow. I don't know how that worked. All right, let's try that again. Oh, that is so creepy. But also pretty damn awesome at the same time. This is a really fun mod, guys. Just seeing things get split in half, I don't know.
It brings a certain joy to my heart.
All right, let's go ahead and do it. The glitchy stuff. Let's try some DRG next bots. Here we have the Ploosh. Actually, no, this is a VJ-based NPC, my bad. So, we'll do VJ-based NPCs, then the DRG next bots next. And we're starting to see our first issue. 1, the Ploosh is still alive. 2, he's still attacking and he is just fine. In fact, we could do this all day. And all it does is leave behind these weird clones that just disappear after a short time. We also get some pretty hefty errors. Alright, so what about DRG next bots? And yeah, that works just fine. Let's go ahead and try that again. Sometimes you can get some pretty weird results. Alright, let's go ahead and try the World Breaker form of Hulk here. Definitely gonna be hard to take this guy down, but we were able to somehow. Alright, let's go right into it. SCP-073. And we're having the same issue that we did with the Ploosh. Just creates an after image of him, some errors, and then he walks away just fine. But maybe 106 is gonna have something different for us. At least I hope so. And well, unfortunately it does not appear to be the case. I am just pressing X all over him, and it's not really doing anything. So, we all know 106 is notorious for having a very hard to hit, well, hitbox. And this pretty much just compounds that. Minge God! We all know he's pretty much the final destination. Well, not really. Technically, that's the QTG hacker, but most weapons can't even get past this guy. And it's looking like we are pretty much in that same ballpark here because, well, he's got the same problem that 106 does, where it's kind of hard to even find where his hitbox is. But overall, a really fun weapon and something that can be pretty damn broken when used in the right context. It can destroy practically any prop in spectacular fashion, but it cannot destroy every single NPC and or next bot. However, still definitely fun to use, and I recommend if you're tired of just doing the same old routine, shooting NPCs or just pressing Z to get rid of them, it's definitely a more cutting edge way to dispose of something. But I would love to know what you guys think about this mod down below. If you want, you can leave a like or subscribe. Links will be in the description as always. Check out my Discord while you're in the description. And until next time, my friends, farewell.